you, Wendy. And now I will give an evaluation of the entire meeting. This meeting started out on time, first of all, and I didn't sense this scrambling that we normally do in the beginning, before the meeting, running around trying to fill roles and trying to find people. I think it really went very well. It seemed to come off very smoothly this time. So I think whatever we're doing well. We're reading our emails, I think, beforehand. Deborah, I loved your word of the day. You were very expressive, and I think people don't realize that when you have a role, like some say, oh, those are little roles, but there's no little roles. You can really do something with it. So they gave you an opportunity to come and speak, and you made the most of it, which I think was excellent. Sarah Lynn, I liked your very precise when you give the timing, and you have a presence where you command everyone's attention. And I personally like the flipping of the cards, because it's again, you're reinforcing it, and a lot of people don't realize that I've got to watch for those colors. So I did like that. Dr. Howard, you did a fabulous job on table topics. We had 7 table topics this evening, and we're going to finish on time, and we had 3 speeches. So what I really liked is you had very short explanations. Sometimes you get very, very long explanations as to the intro to a table topic. That takes time. So it takes away time from people getting up here to speak. So you did that very well, and very short explanations. You gave enough so that people understood what they were supposed to do, but you gave them lots of latitude as to what to come up with. And we got some wonderful table topics out of that, because people could use their imagination, interpret that, and then speak. They weren't boxed in by too many instructions on the table topic. So, like I said, we had 7 table topics. They were all great. John, I like the way you introduced the speeches. You used the manual so people understood that what the speakers were going to speak about. And it's important to remember that this is part of what the club is about, is to know that we are going through manuals. This is part of the learning process, and also encourages people to, the next time they're going to speak, is to pull out your manual. So be sure that I really like that. It kind of gives you a reinforcement. All the speakers did a fabulous job. I was making notes about for evaluations, and all the evaluators came up with the same things. So Clinton, master of language. And one thing that when you come to speak is don't be afraid to be, I don't want to say intellectual, but don't be afraid to let your language come out, and beautiful word pictures, which I think adds so much to the speech. Quentin, very funny. You were having lots of fun with your. One thing about humor is you're not supposed to laugh at yourself, but we're all having a wonderful time. You're all having a great time. And Rachel, lots and lots of information. Somebody told me one time is you don't have to tell everybody everything you know, but you need to tell them what they need to know. So sometimes, I know I have a problem with that. I've got all this great stuff, and you want to just jam it all in there, but you don't need that. And if you leave it out, nobody will ever know what they didn't hear. So you have to pick and choose what you think. And again, I think Mary Ellen was on target. I'm sorry, not Mary Ellen. Debbie, yes. To think about the audience. You write your speech for your audience. Just like think about what they want to hear. Okay, Mary Ellen, I love how you mimic the speaker when you came up. These are all little things, but they add so much to the presentations. Debbie, again, you have a wonderful voice and cadence in your voice. You use your voice very well. With a cadence, you stop, and you go up and you go down. So you use your voice almost like a visual. I can almost see what you're saying just by your voice tones. They go up and down. Absolutely wonderful. And Wendy, you did this is her first evaluation. She did a fabulous job. And I know when you give a first evaluation to someone who is a wonderful speaker like this, you think they can't possibly do anything to improve. And you did find things suggestions. That's so important, because that's what the evaluation is all about. If you want somebody to say you're wonderful, go talk to your mother. But if you come to a Toastmasters Club, you want to hear something that you can take and learn from. So that was excellent. Overall, we had a great meeting. We are 27 people in this room. 24 Toastmasters, 24 club members, and of course guests. So this says something about our club. Wonderful stuff. There's always something to learn, and I think that everyone who came up here today, everyone who spoke, just gave a nugget that we can all learn from. It's an excellent job, Mr. Toastmaster.